I feel like this is potentially savable. Um, um, right here, you realize that I'm not having I don't have a good touch on this. There's no way that I'm beating that person to the ball. Even though they're backing up and doing something weird, even if you try and turn around and challenge this ball because you're closer, he's gonna touch it before you do. So obviously, I'm not gonna get a good touch on this, and I didn't want to move till you started rotating back. And so I seen you start rotating back, and I figured, you know, it'd be a decent time to start pushing up. Maybe just contest the ball, make them make a move because they're just dicking around. So, but this is what I'm seeing right here. This is where you fuck up. Right here, you turn to the right. And at this pace, I believe if you would have not turned right and just followed this path right here, you would be here relatively in time to get to this ball. Because I mean, look how much space is in between you and the ball. Now imagine you didn't take that path, you went closer in. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, that it was savable on this particular goal. If you just taken this path right here, or either just take this path right here, you can go straight right here, and then you can cut it off. Actually, I'm gonna back up farther before the save. Okay. Save it. I get the boost. You get a nice good clear here. You kind of do a little spinny spin. Lose some momentum. And you can hear me in your headphones if you have them on. Hear my Lamborghini engine or whatever. Rip off Lamborghini engine. Ferrari. I don't know. Anyway, I'm on the right over there. Just out of your screen. And you hear me. There's not really a good chance that you're going to beat this person to that ball anyway. It would be like 50-50, I think, or you might be able to hit it, but who knows. It's kind of a risk, and plus you're midfield and I just recovered, went behind you and got the big boost, so I'm trying to cover a different side of the field than you are, so I'm already there. Now if I would have been a little softer with this touch, potentially if you were in position over here towards where you were originally before you took off, you could have maybe aerialed and got it in. But how it turns out is I hit it, and I hit it just too hard, and it goes over there. But even though it goes over there, you could have been there to 50 that guy as he goes up the wall, because he fucks up right here, I think. Yeah, he fucks up. He tries to hold control, but he doesn't get it. So, let's say you stayed. Let's say you stayed right around here before you turned. You're still right here. You're still right here. You predict the ball, and you're 50 this dude right here. You're contesting him, pressuring him. It's just a little thing. Positioning is more important than you think, especially in twos, but it's just a thought that I had. Alright, this comes down to just speed. Overall, of like getting across the court, fast breaks. I don't even know if it's called fast break in soccer, but anyway, right here. See how you consume, I forget how much, a bunch of boost, and then you front flip. I don't think you even need to flip again here, because once you're supersonic, you're pretty much going as fast as you can go, and just taking the time to jump actually slows you down more. And you really only need one jump with a little bit of boost, and you're good. But what I really want to drive home right here is something I've been doing on every kickoff, and it beats you on when we're like playing threes, and you going for kickoff, and I'm on the other side, and we're both like going for the ball. I beat you 100% of the time if I do it correctly. Since we get scored on here, I'll see if I do it on this next one. If not, I'll have to scrap this clip and start over. But let's see. Okay, put in 25%. See how I'm still boosting halfway down? That way my car is still going forward with the combination of the flip. And it beats him. Let's see how he kicked off actually. But that's what I want you to do, especially in those situations where we got to cross the entire field. If you got like 20 boost, you can use like 15 of the boost or like 10 of the boost, and then use the rest of it. I don't know if a whole 10 boost would be good for using it halfway. It's only needed to be done halfway through the flip, and then you let go, obviously, because then halfway through, after the halfway point, your car is facing the other direction and it's going to be harming you. But this is one step closer to doing a speed flip, and it's what I've implemented, and it's really helped me with just overall speed. But as far as his kickoff goes, he just kind of done a delayed kickoff. He went for the second touch, which in my opinion is actually kind of better, but I use kickoff to practice my speed flip. No, it's not really a speed flip, but it's a speed front flip. But yeah. Alright, what I've done here is just played a little patient, and it's what I've been focusing on of late, is playing off the enemy's touches and not forcing my touch. And I think forcing your touch puts you out of position a lot of times, because at this point, let's see, right here, slow it down. At this point, actually, go back a little bit more. You got your touch, and then there's hate to see it right there, and ukulele already ready to hit this ball again. So why, and you're about to be like, who knows if you land good or not. So it's just not worth me 50ing this ball, because I'm not even going to be able to score it anyway. At best, I can hit it against the wall if I had, you know, a teammate behind me, but I don't. So that's the difference between like game modes. With it being twos, I know you just swung on the ball and now you're in your recovery process. So I'm going to pretend like I'm going up, and then I'm going to turn, let him touch it, and I realize, alright, now you're starting to make your rotation back, you're recovering. So now I have a fair chance of challenging this ball. And I don't know why he stopped. I'm going to look at it myself. I don't understand. Yeah, he should have clearly beat me to this ball. He could have easily 50'd it. He just let it happen. What an idiot. 100%. Okay, I think this is what got us scored on here. Alright. You center it, which is great, but both of them are there, unfortunately, so they're going to clear it. I'm not going to have time to really get a good scoring opportunity, but I'll try and swing in, see what I can do, but they're already there. I don't full commit, and I'm already rotating. While you kind of like stopped, need to focus more on keeping momentum, even if it means driving backwards for a little bit. Do a little half flip and get back going straight. But let's watch this. Right here, when you stopped, you didn't need to stop. You need to keep driving backwards and do a little half flip. Maybe collect some pads along the way, and then you'd be somewhere around in this area while I challenge. Instead, you're rotating behind the ball, which makes it a much more difficult save. What you also could have done is probably, instead of going down the middle of the court, is go down the side of the court. Turn your wheel to the left, and then half flip. Come on. Instead of going towards the middle of the court, just keep a momentum. Not because I remember, yeah, you go this way, and I would have grabbed this pad. I would have grabbed this pad and used the trick that I just talked about, where you boost and flip at the same exact time, and that's enough to pretty much get you supersonic. And as you come through here, you'll be back post. That way, yeah, like I'm playing as if you were rotating just as fast as I am, and that's why I was just 50 this ball, and I should have read it differently. I should have read it accordingly instead of just pretending like you were doing what I thought you were doing. Because when I seen you in front of me, I probably shouldn't have challenged. Because if I lose it, like I did, the end result's a goal for them. I know at one point I recommended bumping up your steering sensitivity, but this is one of the situations where I think your raised steering sensitivity kind of fucked you, because this is an open net. And this slight, you can't make, the way the sensitivity works in Rocket League, it's weird. It don't affect your max throttle sensitivity. So like in COD, if you had your sensitivity set to something low, like 4, heck, let's just say 1, the slowest sensitivity possible. So you have it set to 1, and you flick your stick all the way, it's only gonna go a certain speed. It's the reverse way in Rocket League. In Rocket League, it cancels your early movements. So those precise adjustments don't get made, which is what I'm understanding now. It pretty much skips it. It skips that chunk of acceleration and takes you straight to like 5%, 10%, however much you got it. It just skips that part. So when you make a 1% adjustment, it's making a 5% adjustment, and so on. So I don't know what your sensitivity's at, but this should be a relatively easy, because you were lined up right here. If you didn't adjust right here, like right there, you were lined up, but you over adjusted. Now I that's what I'm just thinking. The steering sensitivity is just too high. I could easily make the same mistake on the slow sensitivity, but I'm just saying, I think going with the slowest sensitivity, or very near the slowest sensitivity, is the best, because it's just what all the pros use. And going back to the flip with the nitrous, this is one of those examples where I think you would have got this save, but you don't, because you try to reserve your boost by just flipping 2 times instead of flipping 1 time with boost. If you would have flipped 1 time with boost, I think you saved this ball. Even like, you were already really close by just doing 2 flips. I guarantee if you would have used boost while you were flipping, just at any point really, you would have saved this ball. Well, yes, I didn't do, I tried to do a little bit of a shadow defense in this situation, because I've still seen that you were behind him, and so I tried to make a little shadow defense here, just to kind of make him a little bit wary of just throwing the ball at the goal. Just about time. I challenge. It was a poor challenge, kind of. I guess I could have swung a little bit more to the right first, then swung left to create that angle, but I knew you were coming in right there, so I figured, okay, it's safe to make him, it's safe to force the challenge, because you're pretty much, you should, like, I'm thinking in my head that you should be there close enough anyway to make the save, so I'm going to challenge and force him to make a shot. I'm shadowing the ball here. I'm just trying to, like, again, force him to make a dribble where he can't just bang it home into the goal. Make him make a play instead of just shoot. And so it's just kind of like buying time. All I'm doing here is buying time. I don't think going for this, I'm already kind of like in a challenge state. I don't think it's best to go for this, especially considering you didn't get that big boost. Because even if you miss here, you don't really get to recover. If he happens to miss, you don't really happen. But anyway, not the point. Not the point. The point is, going for this, I think, is why we got scored on. Because I felt like I was buying us enough time for you to rotate back post. Let's see. Right here, missed that one. No big deal. Let's see, go 25%. Let's imagine you keep the same momentum going this way. Yeah, this could be saved. I feel like we're missing a lot of scoring opportunities, and that's due to a positioning problem. Because we're not playing at a bronze level anymore. We're playing at a plat level. So plats just aren't going to let us miss and get away with it. So I'm gonna watch your perspective here. You don't need to follow me into the corner. You gotta kind of like trust that I'm going to make a touch that the end result is going to be it centering. And let's just imagine you were not just like following me, but you were rather down center a little bit more, right around here. Coming around here, obviously, you know, you could hit it. Now, worst case scenario, let's pretend ukulele or whatever is not there, but he's actually back post, and he clears it. Boom, he clears it. Let's imagine that. What's the worst that can happen if you were already right here? Go back. What's the worst that can happen if you're right here and you're going to hit it and it gets taken? Well, first of all, you don't want to fully commit around these kind of like roll around the goal, in front of the goal situations. You don't necessarily want a full like dodge into the goal, because a lot of times when you do that, and I'm guilty of it too, but you just go in here and you go, oh god, oh rotate, and then by that time you're scored on. So if it's not a good enough pass to where you can just get in there and knock it in, then I don't recommend flipping into it. But point is, if you're here, if you were like essentially just kind of go more mid, don't follow your teammates into the corners. It doesn't do much. If I miss and he happens to hit it, say so someone's going that way and hits it, you're probably too close anyway, and it's going to go over your head, and it's at mid. So I don't recommend following teammates into the corner. Rather be mid, and then you can have a chance in knocking this ball in. But worst case scenario, it gets cleared, it goes this way. Well, you know, you just do, and you're back to rotating with momentum, and you're either at par with the ball to challenge it, or you're ahead of the ball and you're already at back post over here. So don't follow teammates in the corner. I guess that's the premise of that. See, I'm kind of first man here, but I already see you coming, and I don't just jump right in front of you, because then you'll probably just end up ramming me. And then, see, I think that's why Michael gets rammed a lot, because he just, well, doesn't dodge you. Y'all both just kind of like go for it. I'm kind of passive in that regards. When I see my teammate going for the ball, even when they shouldn't, I try to react accordingly, and so I turn off here. I could have easily taken this ball, and this should have been a goal, but that's where practicing dribbling skills and stuff comes into play. Because that should have been a goal for us. But this is the big thing I want to point out right here, is turning on this ball again. I don't think that was a... Because you already pretty much had your turn. I mean, you pretty much already stole my turn once right here. So you do this. Once the ball gets taken out of your possession, then you rotate the last man. You don't cut in front. So this is an example of that. Come on, go back to me. And I went to the left because hate to see it coming up behind you, thinking he might smack it to the left, maybe. But Ukulele makes the better decision to smack to the right, considering it was already favoring the right. And I'm not on the right. Anyway, I'm putting myself in position to get this ball, and you cut in front of me, so I turn back again. Again, this is why Michael gets rammed, because you got to read your teammate, and I read that you were going to hit this ball. Like, even though it was my turn, you shouldn't hit the ball. I read that and reacted accordingly. The reason we get scored on here is you don't quite go back post. If you go back post here, there's a chance you get this. Oop. Fly. 50%. Let's see where you at. Because you see that I'm already pretty much in position to challenge the ball, and there's not an immediate threat on it. So you can kind of go over here, grab this pad, and then be right here. And at this point, you're in a better position to block this ball, because it's kind of a difficult block for me to get this. I was almost there too, almost had it. But you'd be in a better position from back post to go up for this ball and 50 it, at least stop it. So that was a better chance you block it. I don't know why you didn't challenge this. I feel like maybe you felt guilty about the previous possessions and whatnot, about stealing my touches or whatnot. But the ball goes towards your direction. You still haven't seen a white character, or white, the enemy, and you're able to get the big boost. And when the camera goes back to the ball, you see that the person's not challenging the ball, so you might as well contest it. Kind of confused there, because that's not typical Stone to not go for the ball, especially with those circumstances. You weren't lagging. And just to add another thing, you already have 100 boost. There's no point in going all the way back, because I center it here somewhat. I mean, he was there to clear it, but if he wasn't, you'd be way out of position. You wouldn't be able to score it. I had to go back and save this because I was confused on who was kind of in the wrong here. Because I almost felt like I was kind of in the wrong. And I kind of was in that situation, but I noticed you'd already been like staying back way too far back. This could have been bad if you weren't staying that far back, but I knew you were, so I passed it that far back. And I realized that you flew back into the wall back there. And I don't know how fast you recover here. Because see, I switched to free cam, and I don't see you over there on my right side. I hear you bouncing, and so I'm feeling, okay, maybe he still needs a little bit more time to recover. Maybe he don't have boost. Maybe they took the big boost back there and you didn't get it. Who knows? But I'm just going to shadow defend until you're able to challenge it. And I feel like you kind of forced the challenge when I'm already in position to challenge. Like, you just let it come to you essentially. I feel like you're forcing the challenge. See, at halfway point, you'd already started turning in, and you can see me. I'm already kind of challenging. It's not like I'm forcing the challenge. I'm forcing him to slow down his control with the ball, make sure he don't just throw it away. That's what I'm trying to do. Because as soon as I challenge, he's gonna make a move like that and juke it, like he did you. He's seen you coming, and then he just turns the ball. I'll wait till the very last second to save it, essentially. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is what I want to point out. Instead of turning right here, instead of turning right here, 50%. Where you at? Land. I don't even know, like that. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure it's not there, but sometimes this replay mode is buggy. Instead of going that way, let's see. Put this in 25%. Imagine instead of you're there, you're here. You go over here. Remember, this is home. This is where you want to be. This is literally the best place to be to save on defense. And you're already here. You're waiting. You're waiting. You're waiting. Bump it up to 50%. And if I hadn't saved that, it would be coming like at this angle, somewhere right here. And it's an easy save. But it got a little hairy when you challenged early like that. When you forced that challenge. Right. See, on my screen, I can't tell if you just like how fast you're gonna be recovering here. So I play it like it's worst case scenario that you're recovering slow. And if you see me kind of like shadow defending, then you either need a full send at the ball, or full send back post. Because I'm already doing the in-between action where it's like fake challenging, and then just kind of like putting them on their toes. I'm already doing that. We both don't need to be doing that. We both don't need to be hesitating on a challenge or a rotation. Because see, right then we're both kind of looking. Imagine if we bumped into each other, then they score this. I'm pretty sure I just challenged on that and missed, but I'm gonna replay it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back. Yeah, challenge, miss. This is kind of risky, but considering he's being all weird and not good, I think that's fine. You're kind of rotating on the ball side. You always want to rotate out of the play instead of into the play, because bang, that's one. Let's see, a specific time. Instead of turning on this is a ball chasing tendency. I understand it's like a muscle memory. Instead of being right here, instead of going towards this way and flipping this way, which I mean, if you're gonna do this, if you're gonna do this, go all the way right here, grab this, go up the wall, and then that way you're not gonna hit me, and then you're right here, and then from right there you're able to save the ball. Now, probably what I should have done is go to the right instead of going this way. Because, see, now I just challenged, and now I'm on the inner side, so I'm closer to the ball. I might as well challenge. Well, I thought about challenging, but then I don't have the angle. Like, I'll get to the ball first, but I don't have the angle. So I realized, hey, I'm not gonna go for this ball. I'm just gonna get boost. And when I rotate on the ball side, I want to go up the wall. And it makes it pretty clear to you, even though I hit that, even though I do that, it makes it pretty clear that my rotation is not going to be in your way. You don't have to worry about hitting me on your attempt to hit the ball. You know what I'm saying? Because if I would have turned on this ball, imagine instead of me going up this wall, I turn in right here. Now you're thinking in your head, okay, well, by the time I get right here, we might collide. You know, that's why you want to make your rotations as clear as possible. And yeah, we don't have to talk about that. What I want to point out right here is you see both the enemy players in front. You see me hit it, and then one enemy's trailing, the other one just went behind you, so he's probably going back post. So as soon as you see this right here, you can spin around and just kind of like wait. You don't have to keep driving backwards. There's no need to keep going backwards. Because there's a short little window, especially considering he fucked up, that you could have got this ball and scored. This short little window right here. Short little window right there. You could have, if you were right in this area with your car facing this way, there was a window. I'm not saying it was that likely, but it's a window nonetheless. And I'm pretty sure, I haven't checked, but as soon as I hit this, let's see. As soon as I hit this, I'm turning. Because I know it's a pass. So whenever you pass, you gotta, like, a lot of these times we need to go into it thinking these shots are passes. So as soon as you pass it, start rotating out. Get their boost, rotate out. I don't think I would have been able to score this. That's why I kind of like hit it off the wall, and it made him ram into the wall. It was a decent scoring opportunity. I won't say it was the most likely, considering this dude was pretty much already ready, but that's the thing about the level that we're playing at. They don't make too many mistakes, and they don't make it easy. So you really got to be on point on just little things like positioning. Positioning is one of the things we really we're lacking when it comes to this, because if you were just like a little bit closer right here, you 50 this ball, there's a chance that you can get in this corner, or at least, you know, I don't know, make something out of it. I was kind of curious what happened here, and this is my thoughts on it. So you hit it, you start rotating back. I hit it. Now, in the moment, you probably think that I'm probably going to hit it forward instead of across the court. And I'm sure you're probably aware of, like, watching it right now, but probably should just turn right here. As soon as you're right here, or either you e-brake, you know, to get the wider angle, because you take such a long time making this turn that you don't feel comfortable challenging it, which is understandable. But I'd say you either need to e-brake more on your wide turns, which, I mean, is definitely something you should do on wide turns, is like spam e-brake. And but you could have just turned right instead of turning left. Go right here, and as soon as that happens, you just whip the whip left. Put it in 25. Instead of this left turn, You make a right turn. And we got something going. Potentially. Potentially. And this is what it all comes down to. Overtime. I think we both make some mistakes here. I'll actually go to mine first. What I think I made a mistake. Wasn't the greatest aerial, but whatever. Go up for this. I could have just stayed on the wall, but I decided to come back down because I didn't know if you were going to go up the wall, and I didn't want to ram you because it is kind of like hovering over around the wall. And I don't know if you're going to be, feel comfortable going up the wall to make a wall shot or whatnot. So I just go down. And then I try and go for a bump. Neither one of them are back post. And I guess because you didn't get a good touch here, and that's why they didn't feel like it was a threatening position to go back post. So therefore, it's kind of like made them not go back post. And I saved it one time, but it's just not enough. The other guy's there, and rip. Now, to go to your mistake, I think what you should have done is, this was fine. I think you were going to try and go behind them after you hit this ball and rotate out of the play, but you got bumped here. I think that's what you were going to do. And this is fine. You were going kind of like up the side a little bit, which is easy to read. And so I decided to go in, hit the ball, and you were doing a decent job for going mid. But when you could follow me back into the corner here, then we're both in this side, and then we're just in a bad spot. If you stay right here in this area, stay right here in this area somewhere, and you see me chasing it, you kind of like want to mock my movement. That's what I've noticed I've been doing, is like my teammates kind of moving towards the ball, going towards our side, then I should probably do the same. But obviously you pretty much center it for him. Not really center it, but you definitely pass it to him with this touch. And I don't try to like, nag on someone's mechanical skill too much, because that's just something that you just got to put in time for. Wasn't the greatest touch though. It passes it to him. What was I saying? Essentially, I think the mindset is, once you're right here, you just stay in this area, and then start moving back. Actually, I'm just gonna back up like this, as if it's on ball, like you're the car in ball cam. Just back up like this. Because see, I went for a bump, so that took him, that took the pressure off the ball. You didn't have to make an immediate swing on the ball. And so you just kind of like swing back here, and then you could challenge the ball from there. When you realize that they weren't, when you realize it was a decent time to challenge, because you forced a touch here. When this touch was just passed it to him. And that's kind of why they score it. Okay, earlier I mentioned something about a half flip and keep your momentum even if you like get awkward on the wall. See, I'll get awkward on the wall, my momentum's still carrying backwards. I just half flip over, boost, and I'm in position to hit this ball. I wanted to show my perspective first of this, because I noticed it. I checked one time and I realized you're not there, so I'm like, okay. And then I kind of like check again, because see, that tap was just about time. And I'm like, oh. Now what I should have done here, I should have just taken the possession. But I just kind of assumed that you were going to be getting there relatively quick. And we'll look at your perspective here soon. But I should have taken possession of this ball just because how far away you were. Should have hit that and then grabbed this boost and turned in on it. But at that point, I knew you're coming in pretty fast. I didn't want to like turn in front of you and like, you know, make you lose your momentum. But it almost was bad. Luckily, you do hit this. That guy could have scored that. But looking at it from your perspective, I noticed something. Okay. As soon as you land, you get that 100 boost. Use it. There's... let's see, where am I? Okay. Might as well use it. I mean, there's a mid boost there, and then there's the big boost over there. There's no reason not to use a good bit of this boost, if not all of it. Fuck it, why not? All of it, because you see, you know, I'm trailing the ball, trying to catch up to it, that you need to get back post ASAP. So right here, you get the big boost. You want to be boosting. Boosting. All comes down to speed at the level we're playing at, the people we're playing at. We have to be faster. 25, I guess. Boost, flip. Boost the entire time if you want. Grab this, and you're here. And see, when you see me turn off like this, you know it's your ball. But there was such a great amount of time that this person was actually here to beat you to the ball, which is why it made you consume your boost to make a stressful save. So what I'm pushing at is just be faster, and I try not to, you know, be too harsh on again, mechanical, but that's what is kind of setting it apart from ranks, because I'm playing more like a diamond now, and you're still playing kind of like at a platinum speed. I'll say speed, because as soon as you landed boost, I know you want to consume, like, you know, save the boost, but you literally pass a big boost right there. At worst, you're going to be supersonic by the time you get to that, and you're going to be 100 boost, and you're going to be in position. There's really no reason not to consume that boost, and you'd be in position. You probably would have beat that person to the ball, and you wouldn't have had to make this stressful save. I think you're going to be aware of this when you see it, but it still needs to be pointed out. Bad challenge. It's not your ball. You're not expected to hit this, you're expected to rotate. And therefore we both the double commit, and that's why we get scored on here. Watching it from my perspective, have 0 boost. Okay, there we go, got a little bit. And you're at the ball. Watch a little bit more from my perspective. See, at this point, fully commit to rotating. Don't turn back in. Don't ever fake rotating. Especially when you know I've had time to rotate. I'm gonna watch this again from your perspective. See, that's my challenge, and then it didn't go anywhere. I can't really follow up on it again, so therefore I know just rotate. So I'm gonna have plenty of time. There's no reason to challenge on this a second time. Now, if you've seen me in front of you and you needed to just buy time, that might be a different story. Because that, you know, it is kind of a touchable ball, especially if you would have swung like hard right, kept your momentum turning right here. Say you swung back around this way, you went up the wall, 25%, and you swung up the wall right here. It would be a decent challenge. You know, you'd probably beat him if you would have done that. But turning in right there was just a no-no. It wasn't your turn. And it don't necessarily mean hit the ball once and rotate. Not all the time. If you can follow up on it in a certain way that leads to a score, then by all means do so. But if it means just the, you know, it's hard to word, but essentially you've already got your touch and you've had to rotate back into the play. It's just not what you want to do. Going back to this situation, we're down a point with 39 seconds left. We need to be fast if we're gonna win this or tie it up. So, you know, full throttle. Fuck it. Send this shit, you know. Let's see. I think you should be boosting. This is coming down to another speed thing. We just gotta be faster than our opponents. You speed flip, or you know what I would call a speed flip. Just speed, you know, boost, jump, you know, double jump, do whatnot in this direction, and contest him for this ball. I'll be here soon enough. Cause see, look, these guys aren't that good. He just yanks the boost. It was a pretty slow touch on his part. Right here, boost. Boost to that pad, boost to the other pads. First of all, you'd actually be able to snag the boost probably from him. And potentially hit the ball. If not, you at least leave him on our side of the field with no boost. By just being faster than him. It's a win-win. If you get there, you steal the boost and you hit the ball, that's great. If you can just get the boost and you miss the ball, then now you have full boost. You can use that boost. You can use that boost to help you rotate quicker to come back over here and get that boost. I don't think I take this. Oh, fuck, I took it. Damn it. But if I didn't take it, like I shouldn't have used, I shouldn't have picked it up. Why did I use boost to begin with? Grab this. I guess it's out of habit. I didn't mean to grab it, but anyway, let's say I didn't take it. You could literally consume the boost over there in that corner to get to this corner. Or to the mid boost, you know. You do what you gotta do, but preferably, you know, the one I just grabbed that I didn't mean to grab, you use it. And we get, if you don't, and you actually hit the ball, then, well, you hit the ball. And we got momentum going. Because right here we get like this awkward pause of momentum. Because you know he's beating you to this ball. Well, you think he's beating you to this ball. Because he dove. He straight up dove at that boost. And we had this awkward like pause. And see, I came in. You really, power shots are one thing we need. Well, I say we. I need to work on too. But it does seem like whenever I hit the ball, I try to really hit it and get the momentum going again. And a lot of times that's an issue that doesn't seem to happen unless I'm doing it. So I get the ball rolling again right there. See, all these slow touches of those dudes are easy to hit. Also, not the flex, but I've been working on coming off the wall like this. Feels really good. And just opening up your arsenal of shots off the wall is crucial to moving up the diamond, I feel like.